Welcome to Local Edition. I'm Jim Giggins. With us is Maria Brenes from an organization called InnerCity Struggle in East LA.
Yes.
Tell us what you do, what the organization does.
InnerCity Struggle organizes community residents, young people, and families to get involved in identifying problems in their community and organizing for solutions. We've been organizing around issues of education, civic engagement, safety for over the last 15 years.
And of course now you have successes under your belt. You have 2 new high schools opening up in East LA, which of course was a major problem, overcrowding in schools, which unfortunately there were people dropping out because the school didn't have room for them, really.
Yes, overcrowding has been a serious and dire issue in our community for almost 2 decades. What Los Angeles Unified School District did to try to solve the overcrowding issue is put the schools on a year-round schedule, which we found very problematic because there's less school days available for students.
Right.
And with overcrowded conditions, we feel that students don't have the right amount of attention from their teachers and from other adults at the school. And in some classes, you have over 60 students and not enough desks. And so you have students sitting on the floor. And that's just not the kind of education that we feel should be provided for students so that they can succeed.
Now you have 2 new high schools. Your next problem, if you will, is to keep the kids in school.
Yes,
because you have a high dropout rate in East LA.
We have a very high dropout rate. Of the freshmen that came in 2004, 4 years later, 56% did not graduate, and that's alarming. And our job is to educate the community, educate elected officials about these issues, because we have to be very disturbed about the lack of opportunities in our community and young people not being able to be prepared for the 21st century workforce. So we did organize very strongly for new schools. We educated thousands of residents, collected thousands of petitions, and we succeeded. And part of what we continue to do is push the schools to raise expectations for students. When we ask students what they would like to do after they graduate from high school, over 93% in a survey we did recently with 6,000 high school students, over 93% said they want to go to college. Now, another problem that we learned is that in our schools in the Eastside, there wasn't enough of the college preparatory courses offered as compared to other schools in the district. And what that leads to is students getting a message that not a lot of is expected of them. And when we talk to students that are about to drop out or have dropped out, they say the reason they do so is because, one, there's overcrowded conditions and no one is really paying attention to them. And 2, they don't see their education really moving them up on the social ladder.
They see, right, absolutely. They see no hope at all. But you at least are focusing on the problem of education. But I think that you've also found that there are other problems you're going to start working on. What are they?
Well, we also want the community to be more civically involved. And one of the things that we've done is go out and talk to voters, make sure they're informed during the elections.
Make sure they vote.
And make sure they vote. And so in this last election, we spoke to over 5,000 voters. And on election day, over 80% of those voters turned out and marked their vote on the ballot. And so we're really proud of that, because we know that when it comes to voting, that influences the direction of a community, and definitely decision makers pay attention.
Well, yes, because they want, if you're a politician, you want to please your voters, but you have to vote. You have to know that they're going to vote, that the community is going to send them a message, if you will.
Right, and because we're working in the high schools, we are building this habit of voting at a very young age. So
with that, we're going to have to stop. Unfortunately, we've run out of time.
Oh,
I apologize. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us on Local Edition. I'm Jim Giggins.